Hey guys, in the last video we did a couple things for UI raycasting and created the warrior class here with two abilities, Rend and Charge. Well, we've gone and done a little bit extra to make the abilities feel more like the in-game, like World of Warcraft. And we've also created two new classes, the Mage and the Rogue. I guess we'll start off with the warrior. You'll notice in the top left, the warrior now has its own form of resource called, which is Rage. And what it does is Rage builds up as you deal damage and you take damage. And then some of your abilities spend Rage to be activated. What I have is Charge is being used to increase my Rage by 40 every time I use it, which allows me to use Rend, which consumes the Rage to deal damage. You'll also notice in the that when I'm using the abilities, Charge has a 5-second cooldown, so I can't just mash it to get Rage. I actually have to coordinate my attacks accordingly. The Rogue does not have an indicator yet, but the two abilities here are Shiv and Eviscerate. Shiv is just a basic damage dealing ability that consumes 45 energy. Or 40 energy, and you'll notice that the energy for this class regenerates rapidly, just like in game. And then I don't have an indicator for it, but the Shiv also has the functionality of adding combo points to your class, and you can spend those combo points to deal increased damage on certain abilities, such as Eviscerate. So you'll notice down, you won't notice. I have a debug statement here that's indicating that I just did 85 damage using Eviscerate. So if I hit 1, 2, 3, come over here and hit this guy, it'll almost one-shot him. Let's try this again. One combo point on the warrior deals 25 damage. And then 3 combo points on the mage deals significantly more. So that's just a feature I have implemented as well. And then the mage has a mana pool and 3 abilities. The first one is my first attempt at creating a cast time on abilities. So it might be a little difficult to see because it's white, but when I'm casting on a target, there is a 2-second timer before the ability actually triggers. It is not a projectile yet. It is just a deal damage. If I move while casting, it cancels the cast, but still spends the mana and still puts it on cooldown. And then the third ability is, what was it called? Evocation, which if I can cast the entire time, I will regenerate my mana. It's on a long cooldown, so I can't just keep regenerating my mana in the middle of combat. And the second ability is Fireblast, which is an instant cast, deal damage, but has a cooldown behind it, a 5-second cooldown. So the Fireball can be spammed as much as I want. The Fireblast can be cast on cooldown, and then when my mana gets low, I want to try and manage my attack so that my resources or my mana pool is low in time to cast this ability. And so that's it for the 3 classes, including the adjustments to resource pools for all 3, introduction of new abilities, including cast times, cooldown times, and a few other things. And then you'll notice in the bottom left here is what I'm currently working on, is a bunch of new buttons for managing your abilities and managing your character. So the far left one here is going to be to see your character statistics and equipment and whatnot. And then this one's going to be managing your abilities, which I need to get new icons for that. Like, it's supposed to manage your abilities so you can drag and drop them into the hotbar and adjust them at will instead of having them right now. They're just being added to the hotbar immediately when you get your class. I don't want that. I want the hotbar to start empty, and then you drag and drop the abilities you want, and you can adjust it however you want. So that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching.